like to introduce yourself?
I'm Abby.
And I'm Megan.
How old are you?
I'm 13.
I'm also 13.
All right. And what made you going to arm wrestling?
Well, it was a club at our school. It seemed pretty interesting, so I joined, and it just was like really fun. So I kept doing it.
And what about you?
Yeah, and I was getting pretty bored at lunch, so I wanted something to do. So I just joined this club, and it was really fun. So I just decided to stay in the club.
And what do you think it had changed your life in a positive way? How do you feel about arm wrestling in your life? I mean, it has a positive impact.
I think it made it more exciting, more like, oh, you're going to like a competition now. That makes life more fun, more exciting. Yeah.
Yeah. And, like, I feel stronger, like, inside. Like,
Oh, awesome. So, for Megan, what is the most important thing for you to focus on during arm wrestling match?
So I like to focus on my hand. So, like, it makes me be more strong. Like, everybody always tells me to focus on my hand. Right? That's right.
And for Abby, what kind of exercise do you do for arm wrestling?
We do different type of exercises. There's one where we have like a band and we have to hold in place. It's called a static hold. And then we go back and forth on the table, putting a little resistance on each other
Yeah.
to get warmed up. Yeah.
Real.
Awesome. And would you girls would like to do like a demonstration of the arm wrestling?
Okay.
We have to warm up first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I want to do this one.
So we arm wrestling?
Just warm up first.
Yeah.
Okay, and we can do a match.
Other arm or just match?
Just do one arm. Okay. Okay, so yeah, okay.
Ready to go?
Yeah, ready to go.
Yeah, that's what they normally do.
Yes.
I have a question. Normally for arm wrestling, is it always with your dominant arm, your dominant hand?
Well, you can choose to do whichever arm you want at a competition, but we normally do both.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay, but for example, you both are right-handed, right?
I'm left-handed.
I'm right-handed.
Oh, okay.
I'm left-handed.
Okay, so when you're gonna do arm wrestling, do you feel better with your right arm or the left arm?
Like, my left arm is better for, like, pinning, and my right arm is better for, like, to stop other people from pinning me.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. What about
Like
you?
each of my arms have different strengths.
All right. And what about you?
I'm stronger in my right arm. That's where I got most of my gold for the last competition we were in.
All right.
Yeah.
And those medals, can you tell me the history about those medals?
Well, I have 3 gold and a silver. So, I was put in a weight category and I wasn't with anyone, so I got moved up one. And I went against one of my teammates, Jasmine, and that's where I won gold. And I also won gold for both arms. And then I went against Bridget, and I won gold with my right arm, and then silver with my left arm. So,
And what about you?
So there was only one other person in my category, so I would just get a medal either way. So I lost all my matches, but I still got silver. This is for one day. This is for another. Yeah.
And in your experience, what would you say the good habits that you need to have in order to keep practicing wrestling? Like, do you need to do like a special diet or special training? What is the most challenging for do arm wrestling?
Um, well, there's certain warm-ups we do that you like wouldn't get hurt from doing them. So like if you were to practice on a normal table, you can like hurt your elbow. It'll be probably harder to arm wrestle. So we always do it here.
Okay.
And there's no specific food we eat. It's whatever you want.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, it's basically the same thing. For me anyway, but like it differs from people.
And in the future, do you see doing yourself wrestling as in a competition way? Do you see yourself from, I don't know, maybe 10 years still practicing this sport?
I think if I get like really into it and I keep doing it after, because I'm changing schools, if I keep doing it like next year, I think yes, I would be.
And what about you, Megan?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna continue doing it, but maybe there'll be like a period where like I just stop doing arm wrestling, then maybe like I'll get back into it, maybe.
Hi, girls. Nice to meet you.
Hi. Hi, my name is Jasmine.
Hi, my name is Bridget, and I'm 14.
You're 14. Okay, so what made you go into arm wrestling?
Well, Miss Ashley just had it available, and I was curious, so I joined, and I liked it, so I stayed.
And what about you?
Kind of the same thing. It was kind of influenced. I had a lot of people who were interested, and I joined for fun, and then started staying and like competing.
Did you hear about arm wrestling before coming to school, or it was really in school that you guys heard about it?
Well, I didn't think it was like a competitive thing. I never, until Miss Ashley said she did it competitively, I was surprised, and I'm glad that I started.
Kind of towards the same thing as I had no idea. Like I knew it existed, but I was never like interested in like starting. It was kind of like again influenced throughout the school, so it became a bigger thing here. But yeah, that's it.
Jasmine, how long have you been arm wrestling?
I have been arm wrestling for 3 years, but most of the other people here have been doing it for 2 years.
And what about you?
I started, I would say, mid through my sec 1 year, so I'd say a good year and a half, almost 2.
Okay, can you tell me the history of your medals? Because I see that you got 5.
There's 4. So they all are labeled, but again, I was put in a category where nobody was in it, so I was moved up a category and won double gold for both my left and right arm. And then, I was put in 2 categories. The competition was weird. I was put in 2 categories on left day and it was double gold for that, I'm pretty sure. And then when it was left arm, I was put in a category above me, and I got silver, and then I got gold in my category.
Do you feel confident in one arm or the other?
I'm quite dominant in both of them, but I would say my left arm is stronger. It depends. I've only really won with my left arm, but also it depends with my competitors. If their left arm is weaker, well, mine is going to be stronger.
Okay, and is it challenging for you when you are competing with someone who the dominant hand is the opposite of you?
Not like I struggle with it a bit, but it happens so fast that it's not a big deal.
And what about your medal?
In our last tournament, I got silver for both of my arms, so I got 2 silvers, and have only been getting silvers since I started.
Are you aspiring to have the gold sometime?
Yeah, I'm trying to get a gold.
Okay.
Hopefully next time.
I bet it is hard training.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself doing arm wrestling in the future? For example, after you end the school, you graduate, do you see yourself still doing it?
Yeah, this is something I'd like to keep doing in the future. But if I leave the school, I don't think I'll keep doing it myself. It's mostly Miss Ashley that gets me into it.
All right.
Well, I'm leaving for next year, so it depends if I can make like all the timing for it. I don't see myself competing after this coming Worlds,
Okay.
but it could be something I grow back into. But like right now, I'm kind of focusing on getting into school than all the sports I'm doing because I do a lot of them.
Awesome. And what is the impact that arm wrestling has done in your life? For example, in your notes, in your lifestyle, in your family. What do you think it changed in your life?
I started traveling a lot more than I used to for competitions, but nothing really changed.
Before, I never really was into any sports or clubs and stuff. So this got me to try more things and like open my eyes to sports, and now I want to try to do more sports as well.
Okay, awesome. Can you guys do a demonstration of arm wrestling?
Yeah.
Okay, wait, let me put my medals down. You want to warm up?
Yeah, we have to warm up first.
Okay. That's warm up?
Yeah, this is our warm up. So we have to like crack our wrists and then pull back, and then like we pin each other. So. We'll just do the one arm.
Yeah.
I'm scared. Abby, you want to start us?
Is this allowed?
Yes, and I can have my foot anywhere. I can have it on the other opponent's side, but if they say they want it removed, I have to put it back on mine. But I can do anything with my leg. Yeah, you can come over. Okay, ready, go. I'm just gonna let her so we don't slip out.
So that means she won.
Yeah, she won, but if I would have kept going, we would have slipped out and then entered through straps.
Okay, so I want to ask you, what do you think are the myths that are into arm wrestling?
The what?
Myths, for example, like, I don't know, that you need to be strong in order to do that.
Oh,
or
yeah.
That you need to,
Like
what are the
myths, like
beliefs
things that
people
people
have that are not true?
That like it's all relying on like your strength. Like it's not all just your strength, it's technique, and there's so many different elements of arm wrestling.
So there's usually 5 fundamentals of arm wrestling. There's mental preparation, there's hand control, there's speed, there's technique, and there's strength.
Yeah.
And for the training, what is the training in arm wrestling?
Why do we train in arm wrestling?
Yeah, what is, can you demonstrate what the training looks like, or?
We have different like setups with our bands and like different ways. We like sometimes we focus on speed, or we focus on getting control or hitting.
Yeah.
But sometimes, most of the time, we work with our bands to grow our tendons.
These are the bands.
Oh, I didn't even know we had bands.
We have them around here, and we hold this position for a certain amount of time, usually like a minute or two, and
It tires out your tendons so
Yeah.
they can grow.
And then it grows like all the muscles.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a question for Jasmine. Some of our viewers are new to the sport. Can you explain some of the rules?
well, when you are at the table, your elbow must always be on the pad, and if it comes off, then that is a foul. And you must always have contact with the peg.
Okay.
And when you're playing, if you and your component slip out, then you must be put into the straps and then redo the match. And if the ref thinks that you slipped out intentionally, then you'll get a foul.
Bridget, have you gotten a warning during our arm wrestling match?
I've gotten quite a bit of warnings. I got, I think, 2 at this last competition, and it's for early start, so I go before he says go.
Okay. Jasmine again. Are there different age categories at the North American? If so, explain.
Yeah, the age categories we have are like junior, sub-junior, youth, and yeah, masters.
And then
And,
grandmaster and senior.
I have a question. Is there any age to start arm wrestling?
um,
Every tournament's different. So like at the one we just went to, the youngest was sub-junior, but when we went to provincials, there were kids that were like 8 years old arm wrestling.
Okay. Megan, there are different styles of arm wrestling. Which style do you use and why?
So I like to use top roll, which is just normal
Over.
spinning. But like it helps me like get a hold, like bend my back my opponent's wrist and then just pin them easily.
Okay. Abby, how does it feel after you win a match? What emotions are involved?
Feel like happy because this competition actually was my first time winning at one, so I was like surprised and like just like
If you can go to Worlds, how will you prepare?
Probably a lot of mental preparation because like going that far, it's like, hey, now it's like meaning something. I'm representing my country. I need to also focus on. It's like, oh, it's not just a fun trip. It's actually like something I need to work for.
I would like work out more because like I tried to start working out my arms, but I stopped, and this time I want to try to do that more.
Okay. I have a question for Abby. How did you feel to be part of Team Canada at the North American Championship in Ottawa?
it was pretty cool. It was a really big group. I'm not used to being part of a big group. It's usually just like us. There was like a lot of people.
Okay. Bridget, do you rely on strength only?
Not only strength, I use a lot of my speed and my hand control, but strength does help, but it's very much a last resort.
Okay. Are you going to try to go to the World Championship now that you have qualified?
Yes,
Yeah.
I want to try my best to get there and do my best.
Okay. And what advice would you give to someone who is interested in going into arm wrestling for the first time in life?
I feel like it would just be like something you need to prepare yourself for, like mentally. And just like it's kind of fun. If it's your first time, just try and have fun. Don't take it too personally.
Do you have any advice to give, Daphne?
Don't be like intimidated when you see like someone who looks stronger, because if you like train yourself and like you know some good techniques, like you could beat them, even if they are a bit stronger than you.
And what about you, Abby?
Probably like to not like judge some people because they might look like smaller and like not that strong, but they'll probably beat you.
Okay. Awesome. And what about you, Megan?
Yeah, and I would say to like really focus on your hand and just try to have fun, right? Because
Awesome. Well, thank you, ladies, for having me and showing me how to do this. And thank you so much.
Yes, of course.
No problem.
Okay. Hi, Ashley.
Hi.
Thank you for having me here with you and the girls.
Thank you
and
for
showing
coming.
me how it all works. And I have some questions for you.
Sure.
Okay, so can you tell me at what age did you start doing it?
I started late. I started at 28 years old, but most of the European girls that compete at Worlds, they start when they're very young, even 5.
And what was your motivation to do it?
I don't know. It's just something that I always wanted to do. And I found an arm wrestling club, and then I've been hooked ever since.
And what do you think are the challenging procedures for someone who wants to start arm wrestling here in this area?
In this area, they have coaches available, so they're in a better position than other towns that don't have an arm wrestling program. But usually it's they have to get a table. So they need to get a table. It's not like other sports where you have to buy a ton of equipment. You buy one table and some things like an arm wrestling strap, some bands, training equipment. But it's very low cost sport, and the risk of concussions is very low.
Okay. And for example, you are world championship.
Yes.
Yeah. So can you tell me about your career in this sport? Is it considered a sport or a discipline?
It's a sport.
It's a sport.
Yeah, it's taken very, very, very seriously over in Europe. It's one of their national sports for many countries. So they actually train arm wrestling as part of school, just like they would basketball, hockey, and all the other major sports. Sorry, I forgot your question.
It's okay. No, but I was just asking, so like your experience in this
Yeah.
in this sport,
Okay.
like you can tell me about your medal, what got you the gold, how many wins you have,
Okay.
how many medals you have, and what was the most challenging thing?
Okay. So I've been going to the World Championships since 2010. I lost my first World Championships, took dead last. And then I upped my training and I decided I wanted to get a medal. I didn't care what color, so I kept going back to the World Championships and training harder. I would take 8th, then I'd maybe take 5th the next year, then maybe last again. And it took me until 2022 in Turkey to win my first medal, which happened to be gold. So
Okay.
that was my first year that I won a medal. The next year in Kazakhstan, I won a gold and silver. And that was my first time competing with my left arm after I had broken it. So I took a 12-year break with my left arm and I didn't use it. Now I use it, I try to use it equally. Then after that, it was Moldova. I also won a gold medal in Moldova and I think a silver. I'd have to check. And then the following year, which was last year in Bulgaria, I got a silver medal.
Awesome.
So those are my most important ones, the ones that come from Worlds. I have multiple North American titles, Pan American, and provincial and national, but the world ones are the ones that mean the most to me.
Oh, awesome. And now that you're saying that you've been in many places doing this sport, for someone who has never done it, I would like to go into it. How it works with the travel expenses, the fees, is it all covered by some organization or it has to be you?
You have to pay for everything yourself. We're trying to get arm wrestling recognized at the national level for Canada, which means that we would have access to government funding, but it's a huge process and it takes a very long time. So until we get NSO funding, unfortunately, the athletes have to do fundraising and raise their own money to get themselves to these type of events.
Okay. And when someone wins the gold, like, what is the prize they have?
They get a medal if they're
Okay.
from Canada.
Okay.
If they're from another country that their government is funded, they could win $100,000, $200,000, or a home for their family, a job.
Okay.
There's many incentives when you're from Europe in a government-funded situation. So the prize is very valuable for the people over there. For us, it's just as valuable, but obviously that financial kickback would be very helpful for training and future competitions.
All right. And well, we're lucky here in Temiskaming to have you here in our community. I was wondering, what was your thought when you wanted to introduce arm wrestling to the girls here in school? If someone doesn't come to school here and want to start this sport, what is the procedure to do?
Well, they could just reach out to me. They can find me on Facebook or contact the school, or there's many different ways. But we actually changed the logo of our school or our club to be more inclusive. So that's the Temiskaming Arm Wrestling Club. So we'll be able to not only train GTS students, but students from the area from other schools or even adults. So I've been approached by many adults that want to arm wrestle. So in the future, we'll probably set up a club.
I might join. I would love to join.
Yeah.
And what was your hope or expectation when you started this club here at the school?
I was hoping to give students that don't have a sport an outlet and to build the confidence that they need to do well in life. So there's some kids that they don't fit into the soccer, hockey, dance, gymnastics. They need something. So if I can capture those kids and give them something to focus on, it's going to help them move forward in their lives. And I think we've done that here.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Ashley, for this interview. And I hope that all the community is going to reach out to you if they want to join this. I think it's very interesting.
Yeah.
And what will be your advice for someone watching this interview?
Advice is, if you want to arm wrestle, never do it on a table, like a regular table. You'll hurt your elbow and then you won't be able to arm wrestle. Also, practice with somebody that knows how to arm wrestle, otherwise you can get hurt. So when we have new athletes, that's always a concern. So we teach safe styles. So that's staying square at the table, always arm wrestling on a padded surface, never a hard surface, and you never turn out like this or look away. But these are things that you need to learn from a coach. Don't do it on your own because it can be dangerous.
Okay. Wow, it's good to know. Because sometimes the kids,
Yeah.
they play like
Yeah.
that. And
I don't let
we
them
don't
do
know.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for this.
Thank you for coming in and interviewing the girls. They were pretty excited about this.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.